Hello everybody and welcome back to another community fortress. This is the Fortress of Anviltooth, sent in by Cog. If you would like to send in a fortress for me to have a look at on this show, you can do that via my Discord server. There is a link to that down in the description. Now, all you have to do is join the DF Save sharing room and then simply follow the instructions that everybody else is doing. Attach a couple screenshots, zip it into a RAR folder or a zip folder or a 7-zip folder or whatever, a work-a-doodle folder. And if it's too big to upload to Discord directly, you can then simply upload it to a file sharing service of your choice. However, if you are using a bunch of mods, please include the mods folder so I have the highest chance of running it. Although, mod compatibility has gotten a lot better and I've had much more luck running modded forts as of late, even without the mods folder. Now, this particular fortress is called the Fortress of Anviltooth, as I already mentioned, a member of the Granite Chamber of the City of Sensing. And it's quite a small embark. This is a 2x2, I think. Yeah, not quite a 1x1, it's a 2x2, so 2 and 2. We've got these lovely roads kind of going either way on the outside, oops. And if I pop up a few layers, you can see very clearly that the way the entry here works is you kind of come along here, you pop up, and then you move down and in. Not too much going up in the way of constructions on this map, and everything fades to black because the Fade to Black mod is running. But the little entryway there is quite cute. I quite like it. I think that these bars can be toppled by building topplers, though. So if you do ever get some sort of building toppling critter, they might just go brrr and knock everything over. So that'll be a bit of a pain to rebuild. There's also a little floor hatch right here, of course, that isn't toppleable. But the main entry of the fort kind of goes all the way doing, 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 all the way, 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 all the way down. This is a big cavern. All the way down to the caverns, right? But I think we're just going to jump back up to the surface and have a peek at what's right below the surface. Right below the surface, we have, of course, a little set of farming things, as well as some, your farmers' workshops, as well as some fishing space. Of course, fishing is right here. Safe fishing. Well, and once again, those bars could get toppled, but safe-ish fishing. I would put blast doors there, similar to this drawbridge. In fact, I would connect that to the same thing so that if you do get attacked, bonk, close the drawbridge. Easy peasy. Nothing on top of that, though. And then, of course, they are farming above-ground crops using a similar design that we've seen in previous forts. And once again, you don't actually need to use glass for this. You could just use whatever you want. Any material will work as long as it's a floor. And then as we move down into the fortress, we're going to go back down the way that we were a moment ago when we get down to the deep blackness of the caverns. We can see some upper space up here, so let's take a peek at that. We seem to have just, some bedrooms kind of assigned. And then as we move down through, there are more bedrooms. There's a lot of dwarves in this fort, and I'm curious to see how it runs. I mean, it is a smaller map, but the actual entryway still going down, 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 and kerplunk. Once we are back down and into the cavern, we can begin exploring. So this is the kind of main cavern layer down here. We have, of course, this lovely little tavern that's currently erupting into song. Well, isn't that a grand time indeed for us to be joining? They must just be here to welcome us, as they are absolutely thrilled to have grand overseers such as ourselves visiting and viewing their glorious craftsdwarfship. Well, that's going to be hard to talk over. Anyway, as we tour around the fortress, we get this grand opening and welcome from the dwarves. We move down and in, we can see various little spots with farming out on the outside here, with entrance via here. This is going to be one of those forts I feel that's really difficult for me to kind of parse as to where everything leads and goes, because it's going to be a bit of a, how do I describe it? Not a mess, that makes it sound bad, but it's very convoluted, very much a cavern fort, as I like them. So we're going to move up to the first constructions we see on the cavern layer and just kind of work our way down so I can keep track of where we are. So from up here we have bedrooms, more bedrooms, more bedrooms, and of course more bedrooms. Then beneath that, more bedrooms and more bedrooms. And then once we get up to here, we have this kind of outer walkway here with water spilling down and over in to keep those trees watered. We can then move down and we can start seeing just, more bedrooms and of course more bedrooms, and then, believe it or not, more bedrooms, and then more bedrooms. I would have done more with the edges of this little area here because I think it's beautiful and I think you're kind of missing out on that. Like these guys, they get the nice, windowed units, but these guys, they don't. And these ones do, but, I maybe put a bedroom there or something. As I move down and back in, we can, of course, see these tiny little beautiful temples around, all filled with little gems and of various types and sizes. And then we have, these final two bedrooms down here. And then over here, we have another tavern, of course, where partying is happening. The partying will continue until morale improves. We have various little stairwells that are going up through these stalactites here, and these tiny little walkways up on the edges. I really like the way this looks. I'm not entirely sure what their purpose was, maybe just mining out some sort of rock or material or something, but it's just a really neat visual, just these tiny little walkways going from place to place. Really like it, mining out all the stalactites. 2 more guild halls, and then I guess more space prepped for guild halls as we move down on this side. There's just kind of guild halls everywhere. More guild hall, guild hall, guild hall, guild hall, guild hall, guild hall, more bedrooms, and of course, more windows. It's much easier to hear myself think when Drinking Industry isn't playing as much as I love that song. Back over here, we have the legendary urn, which of course is yet another tavern. This one does allow visitors, though, and it has a dining hall on those 2 tables in the middle. Awesome bridge just kind of moving across the fortress with lower levels with temples suspended beneath them, and those move down to yet another level of temples. Some awesome little bedroom apartments. Like these are the high value apartments in this fortress, I think. Like just these lovely little ones with the views out into the caverns. Then as we move down into the deep depths of the caverns, we can see a collection of different spaces in here. So these are this is a little dining hall here, which isn't assigned to anybody specific. And then down here at the bottom is the deep dwelling. Now, just remember, pausing these don't actually remove the activities of the tavern. It just stops dwarves from congregating that aren't allowed in the tavern. So it'll stop animals from congregating there. There's a lot of sleeping people in the water here, sleeping so long that they've turned into bones. How strange. Then we move back up out of there, and we can see the base level. Down here, we have 2 types of bedrooms, the ones where you don't wake up and the ones where you do wake up. The ones where you do wake up are optimal to use more often if you're given the option, frankly. We have a water wheel that is powering 2 millstones, as well as this lovely little water feature. I love seeing stuff like this, just like active water, either flowing or just like existing around the base of like walkways around bedrooms. There's something about that it tickles me. I love it. And then down here, of course, we have the angelic rooms, a grand tavern, visitors welcome, of course, and we can continue moving down. There's some a kitchen space down here, and I gotta say, this fortress is running really well for 272 population. You know, this is kind of what I tell people. It's like, if you want Dwarf Fortress to run well, just set it up on your system in a way that works, because like almost 50 FPS with almost 300 dwarves. I'd be really curious to know what COG's frame rate was on this fortress when they were actively playing it, because like they did include a few screenshots, but like they didn't, the game wasn't unpaused during the screenshotting of it. So I'd be curious to know what their frames was. And then we do have some stairs that are moving down into the depths. We got some places where they've been mining, some more places where they've been mining, and then we hit the cavern layers, and then maybe close your eyes for spoilers potentially. We can move down and into the hidden fun stuff, where there's many butterfly skeletons and other grand creatures, although there are some things moving through the depths. We got this fire phantom who doesn't look happy about his friends that are sleeping everywhere. But hidden fun stuff aside, scrolling back up, you can open your eyes if you're sensitive to spoilers. I gotta say, this is a lovely cavern fort. You know, I'm very partial to cavern forts. I love big bridges going across caverns. I love this kind of open, like, organic design. And I really like just how well this fortress runs. I think that is really cool. There's a few layers here that I missed, I think, which I'm now scrolling through going, no, I looked at these. All the different rock types from that rock types mod. And then down here, of course, this is the area that I missed. We've got a couple more temples kind of skimmed around in here. It's going to be almost impossible for me to get this whole fortress in one video. Then we've got this library here and some more temples scattered around, and of course places for dwarves to sleep permanently. More temples, and we can move down back into the bedroom layer, because this lovely water feature that I was praising earlier actually has an upper floor here with even more bedrooms. Glorious. Big fan of that. Absolutely awesome. And of course this lovely tomb layer over here, and this very well appointed king's tomb over here for King Cog. Seriously, this is a really cool fortress. I really like these cavern designs, and keep them coming, because I'd love to see some more of these. These are some of my favorite forts to look at, and I think some of the most interesting forts to build personally. And if you would like to see more fortresses, potentially like this, take a look at this YouTube channel. I've got a huge selection of them now. We got 70 plus of them. And if you're interested in taking part in a bedroom design contest, I've got a video that'll be up. Or might be up by the time this is up. If it's not up by the time this is up, it'll be up very soon after this is up, with announcing rules and entrance dates and all that you got to do for that. So thank you very much for taking part in this series of videos and watching them and viewing them and liking them and sharing them. Numbers on Dwarf Fortress stuff has been down as of late due to, I think, just like people burning out on the game. But if you would like to support me and the stuff I do directly, check out my Twitch streams at twitch.tv/BLINDIRL. And if you would like to, support me and the stuff I do here directly, you could buy a mug or, send in a fortress. Share this video. Leave it a like. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.